The new DJI Mic Mini or the Mic 2, which is the best choice for your GoPro Hero 13? Well, let's find out. If you've been following the channel, you'll know that I've already posted a couple of videos featuring the DJI Mic 2 in combination with the GoPro Hero 13, and overall I found this to be a combination which works pretty well. Well, now DJI has given us an additional choice, the brand new Mic Mini. And today we're going to be testing it out to see how well it performs and comparing that performance to the Mic 2 to decide which is the best choice for your GoPro Hero 13. Now, of course, both of these microphones can also be connected to the Hero 13 using a dedicated receiver, but let's be honest, this is complex and awkward, and your Hero 13 is now no longer particularly action-friendly. It's not waterproof or even weatherproof. So today's focus is going to be on connecting both of these microphones to the Hero 13 using Bluetooth. We're going to compare the audio quality, and we're also going to do some range and signal stability testing. So there's a lot to cover, so I'm going to place the chapters up here and on the video timeline. But before we get into it, the usual disclaimer: this video is not sponsored, paid for, or influenced in any way. I purchased all of the equipment with my own money, and the opinions are entirely my own. And of course, if you enjoy the video, please remember to give us a like and consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more similar content. So let's get on with it. So let's go through the initial setup process on the Hero 13 in order to connect my Mic Mini. I have both devices powered on. It's pretty straightforward. I'm going to go into the menu, scroll over, and you'll see here an option Pair Device. I'm going to tap on that, and also on my Mic Mini I'm going to start the pairing process by holding this down. See, it starts flashing, and you can see it appears here. The Hero 13 has discovered it, so I just need to hit the little plus icon and it is now connected. If we go back over to our preview screen, you can see at the bottom there is now an audio level indicator, which is also an indicator that you have an external microphone connected. Now, once these are connected, they will remain connected. So even if I now power off the Mic Mini, you'll see on the screen it has disconnected. Obviously now the Hero 13 is using its onboard microphones, but whenever I take this out and power it back on, it automatically, and as you see, very quickly reconnects. Similarly, if I power off the camera, when I power the camera back on, here too, it immediately reconnects with the microphone. Now, even though the microphone reconnects to the Hero 13 automatically, it is important to point out that the microphone will not switch during an active recording. So for example, if I start a recording and I now power on my Mic Mini, it tells me here that it is connected, but you will see at the bottom of the screen there is no audio level being displayed, and the Hero 13 will continue to use its onboard microphones until I stop the recording. And when I start the next recording, now and only now do you see it's using the Mic Mini. And unfortunately, this is bad news for anybody hoping to use the quick start feature in combination with the Mic Mini. If I hit record to start quick start, you'll notice it starts recording. It even tells me that the Mic Mini is connected, but because the recording already started, it is now using the onboard microphones. You'll notice also that there's no audio level being displayed at the bottom of the screen. And that is pretty much it. There are no specific settings or configuration options for a Bluetooth microphone. Also worth mentioning, the Mic Mini does normally support noise reduction with some Bluetooth devices. That would normally be enabled by a single press on the power button, and this light would come on showing that noise reduction is enabled, but as you can see, There is no such option available when using the Hero 13. Okay, so let's start out with some indoor audio tests, and for reference purposes, I'm starting out talking to you over the onboard microphones of the Hero 13. And what I'd like to do now is just to power this guy on and connect. Automatically it tells me it's connected, but as we discussed in the previous section, you're continuing to hear me over the onboard microphones. If I tap on here, you'll notice there is absolutely no response from the Mic Mini, so I'm going to have to stop the recording and restart it now with the Mic Mini. Okay, so now I have switched over, so now you are listening to me over the Mic Mini microphone. How does the audio quality compare to the onboard microphone? Now, realistically, I wouldn't normally bother with a wireless microphone if I'm indoors right up close to the camera, but of course it does give me the ability to move away from the camera, even turn away from the camera, and you should still be able to hear my voice no problem. Okay, so much for the Mic Mini. Let's switch over to the Mic 2 and see if we can tell the difference between the two microphones. Okay, and now I have switched over to the DJI Mic 2. How is the audio quality on the Mic 2? How does it compare to the Mic Mini? Again, I wouldn't normally use a wireless microphone right up close to the camera, but like the Mic Mini, it gives me the ability to move away from the camera, turn away from the camera, and you should still be able to hear my voice without any difficulty. Okay, so this concludes our indoor testing, currently talking to you over the Mic 2. Let's take this outside and we'll do some additional audio quality testing as well as some range and stability testing. Okay, the rain has let up for a few minutes so we can do some outdoor audio testing. Once again, I'm going to start out by using the onboard microphone of the GoPro Hero 13 just as a reference. I normally find the audio quality is pretty decent at short distance, but of course as I move away from the camera, if I turn my back to the camera, that's obviously where the onboard microphones are no longer quite as effective. So let's go ahead and switch over to the DJI Mic Mini. Okay, and now I have switched over to the DJI Mic Mini, and of course it has also started to just rain lightly, but no worries, we are using a Bluetooth connection, so I have no concerns about my camera staying weather resistant. So how is the audio quality on the Mic Mini? How does it compare to the onboard microphone? Now, at this short distance, of course, I'm not expecting any signal stability problems, but let's go ahead and just do the test anyway. If I turn my back away from the camera, are you still able to hear me okay? Are you noticing any signal interruptions? Okay, let's go ahead and switch over to the DJI Mic 2 and see how that sounds in comparison. Okay, and now I have switched over to the DJI Mic 2. How is the audio quality using the Mic 2? How does it compare to the Mic Mini? Also, at very close distance, I would not expect there to be any signal stability issues, but let's just go ahead and do the test anyway. I will turn my back to the camera. I assume you can hear me still clearly without any signal interruptions, but of course that may change as we get further away from the camera. So let's go ahead and switch back to the Mic Mini and take a walk. Okay, now I'm around about 40 feet away from the camera using the DJI Mic Mini. How is the audio quality? At this relatively short distance, I don't expect there to be any issues as long as I maintain line of sight to the camera. However, that may change if I turn my back to the camera and block the line of sight between the microphone and the camera. Are you still able to hear my voice okay? Are you noticing any signal interruptions? Okay, let's switch over to the DJI Mic 2 and repeat the 40-foot test. Okay, and now around about 40 feet away from the camera using the Mic 2. How does this compare to the Mic Mini in terms of audio quality? And of course, how does it compare when I now turn my back to the camera, blocking the line of sight between the microphone and the camera? Are you still able to hear me okay? Are you noticing any signal interruptions? Okay, that concludes our testing at 40 feet. Let's switch back to the Mic Mini and go a little bit further away. Okay, now I am around about 100 feet away from the camera. The rain is getting a little heavier now, so hopefully I'll be able to complete my test. How is the audio quality using the DJI Mic Mini? Now, if I turn my back away from the camera, are you noticing any signal interruptions? Are you still able to hear my voice okay? Okay, let's now switch back over to the Mic 2 and do a comparison at 100 feet. Okay, and now at 100 feet using the Mic 2, I hope you can still hear me okay as long as I maintain the line of sight. How does the audio quality compare to the Mic Mini? And of course, we're going to do our obstruction test. I'm going to turn my back to the camera. Are you still hearing my voice okay? Are you noticing any signal interruptions? Okay, let's switch back over to the Mic Mini and do one last test at 150 feet. And now at 150 feet using the DJI Mic Mini, are you still able to hear me okay? We're kind of pushing the limits for a Bluetooth connection. And of course, we're going to do our obstruction test. If I turn my back to the camera, are you still able to hear me okay? Are you noticing any signal interruptions? Okay, so let's switch back over to the Mic 2 and repeat the 150-foot test. Okay, and now at 150 feet using the Mic 2, how is the audio quality? We are really pushing the limits of a Bluetooth connection here. How about if I turn my back on the camera, block the line of sight? Are you still hearing me okay? Are you noticing any signal interruptions? So before we discuss the results of these specific tests, there's a couple of important things I want to point out. Firstly, I have done several tests comparing the DJI Mic Mini system to the Mic 2 system, and up to this point in all of those tests, I would say the Mic Mini has been pretty comparable to the Mic 2. The range and stability is every bit as good, and the overall audio quality is pretty much on a par. Secondly, I have also done several tests already connecting up the Mic 2 system to the Hero 13 using Bluetooth, and for a Bluetooth connection I have found the results to be pretty reasonable. So the results from this test frankly is a bit of a surprise. Basically, I could describe the performance of the Mic Mini system connected to the Hero 13 by Bluetooth with a single word, and that word is crap. And unlike with other Bluetooth connections where the problems are caused based on distance from the camera or obstructions, in the case of the Mic Mini, it is neither of those things. The audio quality is just as crap when you're standing right next to the camera as it is at 150 feet with your back turned to the camera. So the conclusion then is one of the easiest I've had to make in a long time, and that is if you are looking for a standalone Bluetooth microphone to pair with your Hero 13, the DJI Mic Mini is not the one for you. I'm afraid you'll have to spend the extra $40 to buy the Mic 2 system, but do keep in mind that it has a lot more inbuilt functionality, including the ability to do standalone recording. So, not a good day for the DJI Mic Mini, but I plan on hooking this up to additional cameras, so stay tuned for those videos also. If you enjoyed today's video, please remember to give us a like and consider subscribing to the channel for a lot more similar content. If you have any questions, comments, if you have any suggestions for future videos, please drop those into the comment section. Otherwise, thanks for watching.